This video is about me new series that I'm gonna make, which is called algebra. And here's a list of the things we'll learn about in the course. We'll learn about expressions and simplifying. We'll learn about identities, log functions, exponential functions, algebra manipulation skills. We'll learn about algebraic fractions, complex numbers. I'll only learn some of it, because there's a lot more. I'll be doing a more thorough course on them sometime. We'll learn about graphs, formulas, powers, surds and radicals, functions, equations, systems of equations, sequences and series, and applications. Now, applications won't be videos on applications. What we'll do is we'll go through these topics and I'll give you some applications when it's appropriate. So what is this course for? This course is basically to teach people about algebra. Now, I know that you might learn some algebra in school, but this is a more difficult course in algebra, and the aim of this course is to get people to the point where they've mastered the subject completely. So I'm going to give lots of examples. I'm going to do more complicated ones than what you might have seen, and we're going to have all the skills that we would need to continue to do harder courses. So, and today as well, for the introduction, I want to answer a very important question for you. What is algebra? Algebra is basically a mathematical language. Let us show you what I mean. Say we've got some sort of, we'll have sums and numbers, so we might have a sum like 3 plus 4. And this equals something. We know that this equals, all these sums equal something, so if we don't know what it is, we could say this equals some letter like A. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have these letters to represent any number. So A could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we know that 3 plus 4 is 7, so in this case it is 7. And later on, we're going to learn how to do this to solve certain equations, like we'll find out what value it is, and we'll need to learn to work with these letters. But we can also have other letters like B, C, D, E, F. Also, in algebra, we usually write x's like this. And the reason we do that is because if you write x like that, you can get it confused with multiplication sign. So, say you want to do some operation like x times x. Now it would be confusing if you wrote it as. So that's why we don't do it. We write it like that. And we're not going to bother with what the are or what the equal, because this is just an introduction. So all I'm doing here is telling you what algebra is. So yeah, that's basically what algebra is about. We use letters to represent numbers, and it's a It's a mathematical language. So we could let a letter represent a number if we don't know what a number is. Oh, and also, sorry, this list of topics here. I've just noticed I forgot about a topic. Another thing we're going to learn about in the course will be inequalities. That's another very important part of algebra. So we're going to have to study that as well. And we're not necessarily going to study them in this order either, just in case people are wondering. So yeah, that's basically what algebra is, and different things we'll learn about. So we use these to represent numbers, and we generally write x's like that. And another general rule for algebra is we don't use the letter O, because the letter O looks too much like a zero. So that can also make confusions. So letters that make confusions we either don't use them or write them in a different way. Okay, so that's another important thing to remember for algebra. So there's your introduction to algebra.